Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Another episode of the Deck Check Vanguard podcast. That's right, we haven't gotten canceled yet. Even after all of my Shiranui hate, I'm still kicking. And so are my co hosts, Ryan and Matt.
All and tangy.
I thought for a second I thought they weren't. I thought they weren't still kicking. I thought someone might have killed them. But they're here and they're very tangy. Or what was the other one? Shenandoah. There we go. So
Allegheny.
Allegheny. See, there we go. We're not from Pittsburgh, but we know all about it. Well, I wish I was from Pittsburgh, but that's a different story.
Yeah, you do.
Gentlemen, how have you been since? Oh, I don't know, Saturday.
Well,
Yes.
you go.
I didn't have anything. I was just saying, that's all. I've just been
Matt's been
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I've kind of been vibing and thriving. I've been like messing around with a bunch of the festival collection cards, so it's like, oh, every single stride deck needs a dual nation card. So like, I'm just putting decks together without playtesting them, so they're gonna work out 100%.
And naturally, yes, that's how it works. Well, I have been working on a project that I'll show you guys after we're done recording. So I asked around a couple different places, and being the nerd that I am, I've defaulted back to Excel. I have logged every single deck that I own for standard, and I've marked it up as units are optimal, needs work, or optimal, room for improvement, or help. PGs, yes, no, Elementaria or not. Triggers, optimal, need room for improvement, help me. And then I put how many of each type of trigger are in there, and is it the optimal OT or not? And I did that for all of my decks.
That's better than I did. I just kind of have them sitting in a duffel bag.
I mean, mine are actually they're pretty neatly organized. I gotta say, there's a few of them that it's like, why did I bother making this deck? Because I haven't shown it any love. But when you have 48 decks in standard, that's what happens.
You have 48? I don't think I've seen all 48.
I'll show you the spreadsheet and you can see all 48. There's there's what, maybe 5 of them that really need some attention. Another 5. Oh no, another 8 that need trigger optimization just because I don't have them. And then like 5 that I need to look at the units because A, it's been forever since I've adjusted the units, or B, I just don't have like, I have like 3 out of the 4 copies of a triple R that, since it's not a main deck that I play, I just never bothered to get the 4th copy or, something like that.
Wow.
What do you mean by the trigger help? Like, is it like not optimized because it doesn't have the effect triggers or something?
Well, no, I didn't even think of effect versus non-effect triggers. I just thought, like, what do you want to have? Do you want to have 8 crits, 4 draws, 4 heals, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I thought of the 16 that I think is ideal to have, and then I looked at the 16 that are in there right now. So, for example, my Stoicheia Quint deck, it has 0 crits in it because I just don't own any. I desperately need crits. And that deck, with the huge numbers it gets, needs crits. So, that's kind of what I was going at with that lineup. So,
Wild.
I know, I'm a nerd.
So I thought you beat me, but I think I have you beat. Not in quantity, but in quality.
Oh, and so okay. In quality, a lot of yours will beat mine, yes. Because I just put together decks for putting them together.
You're like, oh, this is cool. Let me just slap some cards together. But I have fluidity.
You have fluidity?
Fluidity.
All the tangy. I have. Well, like I was looking at Seraph Style, right? And I only had 2 copies of Fault. So I'm just like, why not? So I threw Fault into Seraph Style because I know my Liel Reziel mashup isn't going to be optimal. So I just put him in Seraph Style. Or what's that lady, Demonic of the something, the Set 11 girl? That's the Dark States equivalent of Fault. What's her name?
Famed demonic Lady Oriens.
Yeah, Oriens.
Dang.
But see, guys, if you use the full name of the card, you know what you're talking about. But she is.
I know what I'm talking about.
She's.
I can tell you her whole effect.
She's in my Accelergeist deck, And that deck doesn't even have any PGs or triggers in it. It just has the sleeves in the deck box. So I just kind of went through my stuff and said, this gets me to 54 cards. And that was it.
I'd like to correct myself before somebody corrects me.
Go ahead.
It's famed blazing demonic lady Orions.
Ryan,
I forgot the blazing.
Ryan, can we forgive him?
I don't know. Like he messed up one time, and then like you mess up on a quiz, and then you go back to your teacher. It's like, oh, I actually knew the answer. I don't know if we can.
Speaking of quizzes,
Wow.
I've taken 3 assessments for the same job in the past 2 days, and I noticed that on the actual accounting quiz, there were 3 questions that duplicated. One of them, the second time, the correct answer was not present. So I just clicked a different answer.
But did it work?
I didn't get a score back, but then they passed me on to the next test. So I'm assuming that I passed that test
Maybe that was the test.
to see if you notice it was a duplicate.
Yeah.
That attention to detail, that's what accountants need. I actually messaged the lady. I'm like, hey, a couple of your questions are duplicates, and this one felt really off. And she didn't say anything back. But then today I took the equivalent of the Wonderlic test. Do you know what the Wonderlic test is?
No, but it sounds awful.
Do you guys
Yeah,
remember?
like wonder if I licked it.
Did your tongue touch the surface? No,
Ugh.
or like ACT questions where it's like, happy is to smile as sad is to, and
Frown.
yeah.
I'm so
So
good at this.
yeah, it had a bunch of those questions. Oh my, and it was like, don't worry, you won't get through all 50. And it's like 20 seconds left, and I'm at question 48, and I'm like, was I supposed to be slower than this, or? But that's enough non-Vanguard stuff.
You're just better than the average bear. That's all.
I mean, yeah, but in not related to today's topics, Matt, you were excited over testing out Mr. Albuquerque.
Yeah. Okay. So confession. I'm not paying attention to anything you're saying, and I'm testing it right now.
Wow. Wow. You guys hear this? I start talking about myself and my life. And what does Matt do? Vanguard. But you guys also probably fast forwarded through the part where I talked about my life. So that's fair. That's valid.
Yeah. See,
Well, Matt's so excited about Equilibrium that he.
Equilibra.
Well, see, okay, that's going to play well into our last topic of the day because I still can't pronounce it.
No one can.
Yeah, no one really can. I should have tested our guest star, which if you guys want to find out who the guest star is, stick around to the second segment. But I think we're ready to get into the main topics. You guys agree?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
All right, everybody, grab a drink, take a seat. It's deck check time. First topic of the day, boys. Accessibility issues with Cardfight Vanguard. It's sort of a hot topic. People talk about it fairly often. Since we just had Festival Collection, we're swapping our rounds of promos for the shops. I felt this was as good a time of any for us to talk about it.
Pretty good time.
So I want to start with the promos. Now, we have our local tournament with a normal booster pack on entry for our entry fee. We get $7, or no, we don't. Dude, if we got $7 to play, that would be better.
I'd play every day.
Exactly, I'd show up every day. Oh, I do
Go there
show.
more often.
I do show up every day, but so it's $7 for one booster pack of whatever the newest set is, and then our promos are prizing locked. So if we have 3 rounds, we give 16 packs between the top 3. If we have 4 rounds, we do 16 packs between the top 4. That being said, is there still fun and joy in locals if it's a constant sweat fest because people want the promos because the promos equal money?
I
Like
mm,
go for it.
uh, uh, I think you should go first while I think about what I want to say.
Yeah. He's making his next move. He's doing the testing.
Yeah, he
Um,
just drove check and came up blank, so he doesn't know what to do.
No, it's
yeah.
Welsh's turn right now. Hold on.
But basically, my opinion is that even if the promos were the entry pack, like it's still RNG based, and then pricing is still locked behind, still competing. So in that sense, it doesn't necessarily change too much. But the accessibility of promos is just like really limited, especially because there's a pool of, let's say, 8 cards to my knowledge, or off the top of my head. Um, and then based off of a pool of 8 cards, you only see maybe 2 of each card per promo cycle, per week. Let's say if there's 16 packs. Um, that's just really tough, especially because it feels like the EVA promo specifically has been short printed. Basically, it just makes cards just very hard to get because basically, if your shop gets 1 case, which is 20 boxes, you're guaranteed a certain amount of ratios, so on and so forth. So you expect to see anywhere between like 6 to 8 of one triple R, but only being able to see 6 to 8 of a certain promo card in a month at your local shop is extremely tough, and that makes it very hard to get these promo cards, and that's why they have such a big price tag.
Right. And I believe the intended purpose behind the promo packs is one on entry. I believe that's what Bushy Road intends because when I'm reading the website right now, it says July 2024 shop tournaments. Spoilers, we're in July. We're about to switch over to August. But it says one tournament pack which consists of one of the following cards. So I believe what they're saying is when you enter, you're supposed to get one pack. And if we did that, they have 16 packs per weekend because their event cap at our specific store is 16 people. So it would get 16 packs out to folks. Now, we don't have 16 every week. We have about 10 or 12 every week, which is still a pretty darn nice number. Would you guys feel that this would be a more fun environment if the prize, let's just say the prize was, you know, 3 booster packs, 2 booster packs, 1 booster pack, instead of that being your entry, and then your entry being 1 promo pack per? Or do you think that would deter you from wanting to play because you only have a 1 out of 16 shot every week of getting the promo that you want instead of getting first place and getting like 6 packs or whatever first place ends up being based on the math that week? Would that be worse for you?
You were talking so fast.
Um, Basically for me, I think it would feel worse to not win promo packs because like you basically enter the lotto, you win or you lose, and then it just feels bad like when you enter if you don't pull the chase card.
Yeah. So, Matt, TLDR, it was the reverse of our current situation. It'd be 1 promo pack on entry and then actual booster packs for winning, as opposed to multiple promo packs for winning and a booster pack on entry.
Oh, I think I would hate that actually.
I would absolutely hate that too. As much as I hate having to try hard to get what I want, I'd rather try hard, use my skill, a little bit of luck, wink at a couple people, and get multiple packs instead of just enter a random 1 out of 16 lottery every week. And then what do you do with the, let's just say we have 11 people that entered? What do you do with the other 5 packs? Do you throw that on top of the prizing?
Maybe.
I think it makes sense to do that.
Yeah, that's what I would want them to do if the roles were reversed. Because some shops, and obviously we're not, in the business of witch hunting or outing people, but there are a couple other shops within our state, I'll say, not our immediate vicinity, but within our state, that the owners do some dishonest things with the promos, and then therefore they make a ton of money from it. Or there's another shop where they give out the promos specifically to one person, and then he just goes making buttloads of money from promos. And that really hurts the secondary market more than it being top locked. Or at least, in my opinion, it does.
I don't necessarily think it hurts the secondary market. I think it hurts your local player.
It does. I'll say it does both. Because
Fair enough.
yeah, because if it's not going to your local player by winning or by entry, then it's going to, that crazy $60 per, Emigrar or whatever promo, what have you. Speaking of
Yeah.
speaking of Emigrar though, I think we had what? One or two a week pulled at max for all of June and July.
It was an average of like 1.25. I think it's 3 weeks we get one, and then on the fourth week, let's say we get two.
Yeah, because there's two, four, six. Wait, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. There was 9 promos for June and July. So if there's 16 a week, what is that? That's 64, 128. So there's a total of 128 prize cards. You divide 128 by 9 and you get something. You get an
You.
you get an average of 14.2. So there'd be 14-ish of each card over the course of 2 months if it was evenly distributed, which it did not feel that way. It felt like the Eva promo was like 8, maybe. I don't know, but
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah. I completely agree with that. I feel like it was less than 8.
yeah, for the weeks where there, I mean, the first week almost all of us were in Chicago, so I don't really recall what was pulled. But since then, I've been there every single week, and there've been 2 weeks where we've had multiple pulled. So that's a definite issue because Eva is a meta contender. Of all the decks that were supported during this, I think she's the top deck. Did Mid Hat come in something else?
It's basically a Varga card, but it was released in a main set booster,
Okay,
so
yeah, that's
therefore
yeah.
Mid Hat like is a reprint. Eva promo is straight up a new card, so that's why there's a difference of like $3 versus $35.
Oh, 35. You had a nice seller, unlike the person I got mine from. But
Mm.
the prism the prism promo has been a promo before, plus it was in a pack. Quen Lu has been in a pack. I think they were both in the same pack, set 3, I think. The Stormbrand Dragon, I think that's new. Is that new? The Eugene Gandiva / Gandiva support?
I think that's new.
Okay. Resourceful Mechanics, probably new. Who else is there? There was the one for Sienna, so that's gotta be new. Okay, so there were some other new ones. Okay, that's what I was trying to see. Was the Eva promo the only new one? But there were some others. Misdeeds Dragon, I think that's new. Is that new? That has to be because Steven was all over that. Then obviously our Tommy Euro promo was new, so it was good mix of new and reprint. But that also has to be a cause and effect on the promo secondary market and the promo pricing, right? Because if you have some that are reprints, you are kind of still you're tryharding to win and you're trying to be successful, still to enter a lottery where you may get 5 explosive melting hearts in your packs if they're not shuffled well, and 0 Eva promos, and then you just wasted your whole day.
Woo.
I mean, wasted a day in terms of like winning out on pricing. I think like there's still validity to like going to locals, like hanging out with friends, and then like also like competing, testing out different decks and whatnot. Um, I just think it's just like for a promo card to be $40 is ridiculous, especially because it's not like an alternate art card or anything like that. Like I think like deck staples like these promo cards are currently in Vanguard shouldn't be the way the promo structure is. Like I think the promo structure should be similar to other card games. So like something like Digimon, for instance, or even Pokemon. Their promo cards are reprints of cards that are in the main sets, but they have some sort of stamp to basically say for Pokemon, you have a play Pokemon stamp. And the like basically it'll just be base rarity Charizard, but you throw on I'm a player on the card with the stamp. Like it has value, but it doesn't necessarily change the accessibility to the card.
I, I really like
And
that.
then yeah, it makes me feel good. All my energies, all my basic energies in Pokemon are the foil play Pokemon stamp energies because it's like they're not the gold rares or anything like that because those ones make me feel like a player.
No, I like the idea that your staples are in main sets. Make them triple R's. It's fine, if you want to guarantee yourself the triple R's, that'll boost your sealed sales right there, because if people know that cases have fixed ratios like they do, and they know that this card takes X deck over the top again, or it puts it in the top for the first time ever, they're going to want to buy that set on release. And if they want to guarantee themselves a playset and they know they can make a profit off of buying a case, then maybe more people start buying cases, or they just start buying more sealed product instead of having to rely on the secondary market picking up the slack. On the similar note, we also have to talk about festival collection.
No, I hate it.
I hate festival
Thank you
collection.
for coming to today's episode. Matt and Matt and Ryan don't want to talk. No, so I have not been a fan of any of the festivals, solely for the fact that 3 cards a pack is a freaking ripoff. But that's me being cranky and old. But it's almost like another lottery entry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically opening this current festival collection, it's a one pack. A one card pack.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
Because you
Because
open
2 triggers.
the
Yeah.
first card is the foil card, and 2 are jump triggers. Unless you're docs, where you need the optimal trigger ratio. That well, I guess some of them aren't trash. Like if you pull Peppery Pepper, honestly, you're winning.
Oh, you're on fire.
But like opening those packs hurts so much because like the triple R's are the chase cards, and then you open it and you're like, oh, I didn't hit it this time. What else is in the pack? Absolute garbage. Every single pack. It was not fun. Like I'd rather just open promo pack. Like you're basically just pulling one card.
I will take your garbage for optimal trigger ratio. But I think that what I did, because I saw someone do it. I don't know if it was a video or if it was someone in the store, but I opened mine in reverse. I turned them upside down, and I'm like, oh, trigger, yay, actual good card. It's kind of like what current Pokemon packs are. What, take one from the front to put it in the back, and is that it?
Yep.
So, and then you
No, take it from the back, put it in the front.
one from the back, put it in the front. Okay, that's what it
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
I couldn't remember because it was like 3 or 4, and then they changed it or something.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
I don't know how Pokemon do.
yeah, there's a pack trick to where you can guarantee that the last one you look at is your best one. But that's basically what I did for Fest Call because I couldn't stand to be spoiled immediately and then just dump the triggers to the side.
Fair.
How many boxes did you open, Matt?
6.
He says with so much pride in his voice. What did you end up getting in terms of the dual nations? How many?
4.
4 dual nations. Any duplicates out of those?
Yes.
Oh.
And it was the bad one too, the one that nobody really cares about, or at least
Brant Ketter?
from what I've seen, it's the one that
No.
no.
Dark
I don't know.
State's brand.
Oh, Dark Brant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where
Well,
it's like, what do I do with this? It's like, it's all right, I guess.
so you opened 6 boxes and you got 4 dual nations. Ryan, how many did you open?
I opened 4, and off the top of my head, I got 4 because I lucked out because one of the boxes had 2.
Okay. So I opened 2 boxes and I got 2. So I would have thought it was 1 per box, if not for Matt's numbers. But still, 1 per box on the dual nation cards that everyone's fiending over. You can't expect people to be happy with that.
I wasn't thrilled. Let me be real.
Well, did you hit anything worthwhile?
Yeah, but with only one of them, I can't really do anything with one.
Yeah. And
I wish I had them in front of me. I don't remember which ones.
well, in that. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, he pulled energy token.
I did pull an energy token, but like, what am I
doesn't
supposed to
feel
do with
good.
that? I don't use energy. It's a worthless card to me.
I also pulled one out of my 2 boxes. I got the Suo. And then would you get Hikari?
Yeah.
So I mean,
it's cool looking.
Yeah. If I wanted 75 easy dollars, there I go. If you pull the now, I think people are selling it for like $350.
Woo.
Like, dude,
Yeah, but selling is another hassle though. Like it's extremely annoying.
well,
Yeah, it is.
okay. So then, does that make a I don't want to say a point to our point, but does that support our point? Because if people feel burdened by selling without major local crowds, like we have a healthy enough local crowd to where somebody's going to want that card that you don't want, but with more isolated areas or areas of smaller player bases or shops that don't support it, well, actually, our shop doesn't buy the singles unless it's a very high value one, like the SIRs that were a couple $100 or stuff like that. Does that also squeeze the game and put it in this little vice because you can't access the cards because people aren't willing to sell it, and it's already hard enough to come by?
I think the issue isn't necessarily the selling of the high rarity cards. Like high rarity will always be high rarity. I think it's just more about the ratios of the triple R's. Like holy, like, uh, basically, let's say I'm playing Shiranui or I'm playing Chronojet. Let's say I'm playing Chronojet. That's the more expensive upgrade right now. If I'm playing Chronojet, I'll need 4 Dual Nation cards. I'll need 4 of the Energy Blast Recycler cards. That means my upgrade wave for this set alone is going to cost $160 or more to upgrade my Chronojet to be optimal. So it's basically just the cost of the cards. Like if you look at Festival Collection 2023, that's where Suggest was reprinted or printed initially and then reprinted in Festival Collection 2024. Basically, Festival Collection is not as sold as widely, to my understanding, as the main sets. And then these costs driving up everything just makes it ridiculous. Like you're gonna burn out your player base with like how much these upgrade waves cost.
Okay, so here's a good story. Everyone knows how much I love Prison, right?
Mhm.
When Security Upgrader got announced, and then we finally found out the time frame, and I'm like, oh my god, I need this before December 8th or whatever it was when I went to Atlanta. So I was putting in all the work possible to pull them. Anybody at locals who, as soon as they got one, I was over their shoulder with a $20 bill in hand, but that definitely was not enough. People were, I think they were going 75, 80. The Thagria promos, remember, Thagria promos are up there. The Eva promos started up there. So I would say for my set of security upgraders, non foil, or I pulled one foil myself. The ones that I bought were non foil because people were charging $80 for a foil version of the same card that was $40 for non foil. I think I want to say I paid about $150 for my playset of security upgraders. If I went to buy a playset of security upgraders today, how much do you think it would cost me?
Like $5.
Because it's been reprinted 2 times.
If you just wait and they
Probably,
and
yeah,
and they reprint
$20.
it, yeah, it's $2 I think for a playset. I think it was
Yeah.
like 60 cents each. If you just wait on these promos, then they can be obtained on the cheap. But if you wait on these promos, then they become irrelevant and already power crept. So if you want to update your jet and you want to do it for cheaper than what it's going to cost you, go ahead, wait 9 months. But then what's it going to matter?
The difference with the Jet one is that they're not promos; they're Festival Collection cards. So, like, let's say I wanted to play Suggest before Festival Collection 2024, and I wanted to buy a playset. It's gonna cost me $300.
Okay, that's okay. That was a bad example on my part then. But with the promo cards, I feel like that can hold true. I mean, the Thagria one is probably pretty cheap now. I don't keep track of them after I buy them. But Security Upgrader, I was just perusing TCG Player and I saw that and I got so mad. I'm like, wow, I could have saved $149.
Yeah, don't even ask me how much my Youth Berk deck cost.
Can you give us like in pesos how much?
Yeah, hold on, let me convert.
Yeah, I mean, like Youthwork used to be the $600 deck, and then after being reprinted, it probably cost like 150. I want to say maybe more. Oh, Full Blast is still not reprinted, so probably like 200, 250, something like that off the top of my head.
And it's
Okay,
oh, go
okay,
ahead.
it's roughly 10,000 pesos.
All right, anybody in Mexico that listens to this, please let me know how much that is in dollars.
Too much.
Too many dollars. But it's
Oh, that's bad.
yeah, it's a reality of how things are, and it really hurts the availability of these decks showing what they can be, right? If you
Yeah.
don't have this card, that deck is still not as good as the next tier up and if you want to move that tier up, you have to shed a tier and pay a lot of money. I don't know, I'm just generally frustrated about this one.
You should be.
Well, while I might not be frustrated emotionally, well, I actually I am pretty frustrated emotionally. Like I saw the upgrade wave, and then I was just like, oh, like what if I wanted to upgrade all of my strike decks, and then I put all the cards into my cart, and I was like, wow, $600. So, needless to say, I did not upgrade all of my decks.
Well, that's the thing. Like, folks who play a lot of different decks are gonna get hit with that. Like, you obviously have what? How many decks was that to upgrade? Like five of them, maybe.
Like I'll split it between all my decks. So all the like if I wanted to pick up a playset of every single dual nation card, that would have been like $300 alone. Um, so I guess how many decks does it upgrade? I guess all of my decks.
Oh, okay.
But
Not the 48 or
for
whatever that me and Matt have.
Yeah.
like I stopped updating like all of my decks for kind of like this reason. So I was just like, oh, like maybe it's time to cut down on all of these bad ride lines. Like when am I gonna play Maelstrom again? We'll see.
And
Never.
yeah, I'll say actually to my point earlier, when some of them are just half built or bad decks, not optimal decks or whatever Matt called his. That's kind of why I do it,
Well,
because I'm like, how often am I actually gonna play this deck? Oh, not very often. All right, I don't need to put a $20 card at 4 of in this deck when I'm not really gonna play it that often.
Yeah.
So is there a solution?
you can like I think it would be fine if it was a main set. Like if they were to release these specific cards in a main set, like the dual nation ones. The solution for festival collection, I think it's okay to make it more of a reprint focused set than it needing to rely on selling new cards.
Like maybe even alternate art versions? Kind of. I know we suggested that promos be kind of geared towards that, but wasn't the first festival collection for Overdress, wasn't that just like SP triggers, right? Wasn't that, or what was the main draw on that one? I remember the SP triggers being a part of that.
Yeah, they're the SP draw. The SP triggers were the main draw, and then SP starters.
So why not keep doing that, or put in alt arts as the chase card, and then these dual nation cards can be in a main set. Let's just say set 5 gets all the dark states crossing over with, or dark states crossing with all the other nations. Set 6 gets Brant Gate crossing with all the other nations. And they could time that up with whatever they want to market as far as the anime or other new ride lines or what have you. I think that could be a viable solution.
I think it would be a viable solution, but I just think that creates a problem of like what is festival collection? Like Triple Drive, I thought did a good job. You release the SIRs
Triple
of
Drive
all the
was,
ride lines.
yeah, Triple Drive was a great set. I had fun buying it and opening it.
I don't remember what
Uh,
was in it.
Lahan, Zedlands, alternate art triggers, alternate art ride
Hmm,
line, grade
that's
threes.
right.
If they made festival collection similar, but maybe you focus on a different thing, like I think they hit really well on the energy token, and then maybe if you make it more reprint focused, it would be fine. Like as I said, it would still sell. Maybe not to the extent that it's sold right now, but do you really need that? Because you're gonna like I just feel like you're gonna burn out.
Yeah, it's something has to change with it. I liked the initial festival collection because I knew I was just getting reprints and shiny stuff. Didn't actually didn't that also have like the blackout and daybreak hot stamps on them, like for the
That
starters?
was the next festival collection, I think.
Oh, okay, okay. I couldn't remember which one that was, but I'm okay with there being a once a year super shiny alternate art set, because there are rarity collectors out there that'll go for it, or someone that's just one, trigger short of having a fully blinged out deck, and they're gonna go buy that set, or they'll buy that single from someone at locals, or however they get a hold of it. I would be okay with one set like that every year, and these dual nations and these staples being taken out of promos and fest call and putting into main sets as higher rarity pulls, but not being locked behind a sort of lottery.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that.
So I don't know. We're frustrated gaming hours. At least for me. Matt probably got OT'd by Welstra and lost with Albuquerque, but
Listen, I finished my game. I beat Welstra with Albuquerque because he's actually good.
we're gonna have,
People can hate on him all they want. I think he's good. I think you're all just a bunch of buttheads.
I think it's just a fancier Mahar Nirvana, but
It's a better yeah, that runner.
well, it seems
Yes.
like you're having trouble pronouncing the card name,
Sure.
and I think that's kind of common in our Cardfight Vanguard universe. So what I did for the second segment of today's episode, I asked a guest star, and I will tell you who the guest star is in a minute, because I know you all loved the Twitter poll, and you all thought you were trolling, but you were right. The majority was right on the guest star. We all know that Vanguard card names are not the easiest to pronounce, so I thought it'd be fun to have someone who's never seen a Vanguard card before try and pronounce the names. So in the next segment, please welcome my mother-in-law to pronounce Cardfight Vanguard card names. All right, gamers, we are going to be listening to my mother-in-law pronounce Cardfight Vanguard card names as promised. We're going to do this in 3 little segments here. Matt submitted 5 cards. Ryan submitted 5 cards. I submitted 5 cards. We're going to listen to her read each person's cards, how she pronounces them. We're going to react to it, any comments we have. And then we'll go into a broader discussion of how we think card names and the difficulty in pronunciation affects the card games. So, you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. All right, so as promised, we are going to do a little segment on are Vanguard cards really that hard to pronounce? So, as veterans of the game, the whole crew here, we stumble upon cards that we still mess up 2 years after they release. It doesn't matter. A card that was irrelevant before, now all of a sudden we have to talk about, and we can't because we're idiots who can't read. In order to prove the point, I have brought on my wonderful mother-in-law, who is here to look at Vanguard cards for the first time to see if they are that hard to pronounce or if card gamers can't read. So, say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody. I got this. I know I'm going to pronounce all of these exactly correctly.
She's gonna go like 10 for 10. I think we're gonna do 10, but we'll see. So she's gonna go 10 for 10, you guys. And with that, we're gonna get into the first set. So I've got cards up on a different screen for her to pronounce, and I will zoom right in on the names. So this first one, how the heck do you zoom? Let's find out. Oh boy, I'm really good at this. How do you do that? Why won't you zoom? Excuse me. All right. Well, let's. How do you? I'll obviously cut this out. In the picture.
This is this is the QR code part.
There we go. All right. So now that I figured out how to use technology, first, what is it? You think this little cute little guy?
He is cute.
So for everyone listening, we have our starter for the Mythiarch deck, which I just gave away half the pronouncement. But all right, what's this little squid guy?
Okay, so
already
is Mythiarch?
Yeah, Mythiarch. Yep.
Pegalmiko.
pretty good.
That sounds yeah.
So those are E's. So it's
Pegalmiki?
Pegalmiki?
That's Picklemecco.
That's one that some people go Miki, Pegalmelk. So it's not exactly an easy one. And this is just the card that you start the game with.
Okay.
So when you start the game, you're supposed to turn over your card and you say stand up, Mythiarch, Penguin Milk, whatever,
okay.
whatever you actually want to call him. All right, next up.
Listen, flawless leader. So it is Pegalmecco.
We have this very large chicken that's on fire.
Okay.
And if you'd like to go ahead and take a guess, let's go.
Oh my god. Chakrabarthi, Phoenix Dragon, Nirvana, Hieva.
You know what? You gave it a Latin flair. I like the Latin flair. Especially because he's on fire. But that was actually really close. So it's Chakrabarthi, which she said. Phoenix, Dragon, Nirvana, Jiva. Or
Jiva.
Java or Jiva. I hear it both
Okay.
ways. I say Jiva.
Okay.
But that was very close, and I love the Spanish flair.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm gonna come over for some elote later.
But it's
Okay.
But
and
it's
we're gonna continue
Indian.
the trend.
You go home and roast some corn. All right.
Oh, please do. All right,
That's
next
the
up,
best damn stuff ever, isn't it? Oh my
it is. Okay, so next we have another. So the cards are like they're called nations, so
Uh-huh.
they're like grouped together. So you can tell these are kind of similar, right?
Right.
It's got the whole red. It's got the little the fire aspect going on. This one is next to brand new. Actually, it is brand new. This was the most recent set. So what do you call this guy?
Okay. Am I supposed to do like the both of them?
Yeah,
Okay.
do the whole name.
So drag connector.
Yep.
Gryandra?
Griandra or Gryandra.
Alright.
Yeah, so okay, that's close. All right.
All right.
So far we're not stumbling too
Doing
much.
good.
These we want to try to keep it to some new cards to start
Okay.
because the new cards, in my opinion, are easy to pronounce. So we'll keep moving on. So we have had what? We've had a Stoicheia card and we've had 2 Dragon Empire cards. These next 2 are also Dragon Empire. So you guys listening at home, Matt really struggles with Dragon Empire, so he picked pretty much Dragon Empire cards. So our next up, you guys will know it as Bevsarga support, but can we pronounce it as Bevsarga support?
Okay. Sealed blaze sword. Prithivithith.
She was doing so
Prithivith
well.
Prithivithith.
is how I say it,
Okay.
but I
Prithivith.
try not to say it. I just say, hey, I grabbed the sword.
Okay.
Uh,
I would avoid that too if I could. Yeah.
So- except I can't get you. I can't give you the free pass on this one. So yeah, this is. I mean, the VTH at the end. It's just. Why do they spell it like that?
This is a combination of like Welsh and Indian. Like,
It
I swear to God.
It
What
is.
do they
It
look
is in
like?
fact
so,
Indian.
So some of these cards you'll see there's I feel there's a lot of
She's
Swedish in the One Nation.
Oh, okay.
But we'll see if any of those got picked. Next up, this is the last one submitted by Matt. This one's a little easier, but maybe not. We're going back to
Very-
step 3 for this one, guys.
It does. It looks easier, but it's like, whoa, Virina Exaspecta.
Just expect that.
Expecta.
I was gonna say I expected you to get it
Like
right, but
Ah,
no,
I hate it.
This one, most of these have been Dragon Empire, but there's a whole the one that you the second one that you pronounced right here.
Mhm.
This is like a reiteration of the cards that this one originally went with.
Okay.
So all these have been Dragon Empire. Those 2 are definitely tied together.
Okay.
But those are Matt's submissions.
All right.
So let's take it to Matt, see what he thinks, and then we'll come back with Ryan's submissions.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So that was my mother-in-law pronouncing Matt's submissions. Other than me not realizing that was an O instead of an E, what do you think? I think she did pretty good, right?
yeah.
I thought she was on a roll. She was pounded through them. I was like, whoa. She even guessed the correct origin of like.
Yeah. She was like, oh yeah, it's got some Indian to it. I'm like, oh man, all right.
Yeah. I think the only one that she like really messed up on, and not even really messed up on, it was close, is the Seal Blaze Sword. Prithivith. I know you didn't hear it, but I said it properly.
Yeah, guys, just
Prithivith.
trust him. Yeah. No.
Prithivith. Prithivith.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna try because it's that embarrassing. But she was on a roll. She really had it, and she has fun. So one of the things that my mother likes, she likes like history stuff. So she was kind of trying to take a stab at like some of the origins, or kind of like what culture it came from. On some of Ryan's picks and some of my picks, I started explaining to her kind of like what the nations are about. So maybe try to give her some hints and stuff. But I think she did pretty good on her first 5.
I thought she was like a linguist. Like she knows multiple languages kind of deal. Like it was pretty. She was pretty spot on.
Yeah, she had it. So, all right, let's keep it rolling. I'm going to play my mother-in-law taking a stab at Ryan's picks. Here we go. All right, we're back with Ryan's submissions. And just as the card's flavor text says, right there in the middle, let's do this. And I guarantee you nobody reads the flavor text, so none of you know what card this is. But we are going
card is
into
this?
Token Rambu with a grueling card to start. What do you got?
I think it is Mikazuki Munachika.
Close.
Yeah.
I think you just overpronounced it a little bit. So Mikazuki Munichika.
Okay.
So this one's, I mean, if you're looking at them, you know, you clearly got the Japanese influence in the art and stuff.
Yeah.
So this is actually a crossover of a different franchise with Vanguard.
Okay.
So this is one of the characters from that specific franchise.
Oh.
So they do this a lot with different. Sometimes they own it, sometimes they don't.
Mhm.
But this one's straight out of that universe.
Okay.
All right, next. So we've done a Token Rambu card. Let's go to OTT, you guys. So now this one, I'm gonna give you the Japanese influence hint. But we have, so Vanguard has a habit of having really long names to their cards.
Uh-huh.
This is a good example of it.
Okay.
Yeah, so does
Saltwater
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Festival deity. It's Lakishkama.
What card was that?
Those are eyes, okay? She would see that those are eyes
Ichishi-
instead of L's. I'm
Ichikishima?
zooming in on my TV.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Ichikishima.
Okay.
Ichikishima. So those are eyes.
All
But
right, gotcha.
so if I had a better monitor, she would have got that one, guys. I believe. So this is a actually fairly old card.
Uh-huh.
So this nation is like fairies and angels and magic, sorcery, that kind of stuff.
Ah,
So you can kind of see that in the artwork
Yes.
and all that good stuff.
yeah, you can.
So all right, Ryan varied his picks, which I appreciate. We'll yell at Matt for picking only Dragon Empire later. We're coming back into the standard.
No, don't do
format
that.
now. For what, 3 of these? Yeah, for 3 more of these. We're back in the standard format. And this one is a special shout out to Curly Haired Vanguard because he did an entire 20-minute video on how to pronounce this card.
Oh, wow.
So you know you're in for it, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go. So this is actually a reiteration of a deck that Allie started playing with.
Uh-huh.
When she started playing, I gave her this guy's first version.
Hmm.
So we'll see if you can pronounce this.
Wow. Diabolo Viamonte Bruce.
Okay. All right, if you went with the Bruce, you had to go with the Bruce.
I did.
Yeah, Monte
so
Bucce.
this one, like I
I
said,
can't wait to hear what it's actually how it's actually pronounced.
so like I said, another content creator, Curly Hair Vanguard, he did an entire 20-minute video on how to incorrectly pronounce this card name. So it's Diabolos Vehemence or Vehemence, either way. I
Okay.
guess I go Vehemence because I'm lazy. Bruce. It's just Bruce.
Oh, it was so simple. It was so simple.
Yeah.
I never expected it to be Bruce.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's just Bruce. He's not Bruce. He's Bruce. So we have 2 or 3 more from Ryan. So Ryan spoiled us and gave us 6. I told everybody to give me 5. So
All right.
Ryan gets extra credit.
Thank you, Ryan.
Good for you, Ryan. So we are still in standard format. We are with everyone's least loved sorcerer boy.
Okay.
So this is just like the other one. Like
I prefer him to sex orb. Sorry, not sorry.
And stuff.
Okay.
So this one, I will say, is a little complicated on purpose.
Okay. The Great Sage of Heavenly Law.
Those are L's. Or one's an L, one's an I. Sorry.
Which one's the other
As the, L is the first one.
Correct.
Oh, Ryron.
That's actually right.
Okay.
So, okay.
Okay.
We
Can't even pronounce that
have
word.
plenty of people who mess it up weekly,
Proud of her.
and you got it on the first try.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so proud.
I'm gonna insert like some clapping sounds right now. Okay, that was actually, so a lot of people just like the double R sound right in the middle
Uh-huh.
really messes people up.
Yeah.
They'll just be like Solrion, or they won't do both R's.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, so next we have we're going back out of standard now. We got a G Guardian here. And we have a very long name. Yep, okay, you're Murakumo. I couldn't remember what clan she was part of. So we're back in the Dragon Empire nation, in
Okay.
the fire, the beasts, that kind of stuff. So we have a G Guardian known as
Ambush Demon Stealth Rogue Shishiyuzuki.
Yeah, if you had it faster, that was it.
Oh, okay.
Shiuzuki. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, guys, she's getting better. She's learning. She's growing.
Right. Right.
All right. Well, that one went easier than I thought. Let's see. Maybe it just takes practice, and since none of us actually refer to the cards how we're supposed to, we just never got any better.
Yeah, full names,
last
people.
one.
Full names.
Now this is
Full
brand
names.
new. When I say brand new, I mean this card has been released within the past week. So we've.
Wow, look at that.
I know it's pretty, isn't it?
It is.
So there's these things in the game called overtriggers,
Uh-huh.
It's a
and
pretty good
they're
looking
basically
card.
just one extremely overpowered card per deck,
Okay.
and it's unfun if it's used against you, and it's really fun if you use it.
Okay.
So you just have to get lucky with the timing. But this guy right here, like I said, it's brand new.
I know which card it is.
Bright Sky.
Aye.
Hold on. Married. Wait. Rarities Zenblia.
Merid Zamblia. Yeah, there you go.
Great.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh god, guys, she's better than us, and we've been playing this game for years. So,
Thank you.
True.
so this one, there's a counterpart. Well, I'm gonna for my picks, I'm gonna show you the counterpart to this
Okay.
card. But so there was in the set that just released a week ago. This is brand new. It's one of the new overtriggers. It's really good. So now when you guys open your festival collection, people ask you what your pools were. You can be like, wait a minute, Dox's mother-in-law taught me how to say this. So now you can actually refer to it by the proper name and not just call it the yellow OT. So, all right, that's it for Ryan's picks. Let's hear what the guys have to say about this one. We'll come back with mine here in a minute. All right, boys. I think aside from pacing or tempo, I think she got those.
She got him. Like, especially my favorite one, Diabolos Viamanche Bruce.
Bruce.
Honestly, like, maybe we're the ones pronouncing it wrong.
You know, we should really, well, I was gonna say we should really have to write Bushiroad and ask, but we did have the dub, so we know it's just Bruce and not Bruce. But maybe the voice actor messed it up on the table read and they just didn't feel like correcting him, so they didn't embarrass him, you know?
That's 100% what it is.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way my mother-in-law's wrong at all. But
Speaking of Bruce, can we come back to that later? Because I have some serious beef with that card.
okay.
What card are you talking about?
Bruce.
Oh, thank you.
Yes,
thank you.
Bruce. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, we weren't sure what you were talking about because you pronounce it so terribly.
My
But-
bad.
No, I think aside from tempo, she had it, and she was growing, she was learning, she knocked that OT out of the park. It was night and day. But I was not.
Yeah.
I was not. So, yeah, you see what I did there? Okay. I was not so kind with my picks. So are you boys ready to listen to what I picked for her?
I want to know. I want to know what you picked beforehand so that I could play along.
Oh no, you need to guess.
But I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce stuff if I don't see the card.
All right, I'll show you after she pronounces. All right, my turn to torture my mother-in-law and not lose my elote privileges later tonight at dinner. Guys, you don't want to lose your elote privileges. I promise. It's delicious. So, I came up with some toughies. I was talking with a different group that's not in the podcast, and we came up with some toughies for you. So we are going back and grabbing a G unit this time. So this is not one that I've ever played with, but I've seen the card. I know the card. I know the name.
Okay.
So other than just like ugly, let's see what else you would call this guy right here.
Ooh. Whoa, Temerarious Cataclysmic Rogue Hellhard 8.
That's perfect. Yeah, it was the first word I was trying to trip you up on. Temerarious.
Temerarious.
You got Solare on, so
I like the Cataclysmic Rogue. That's awesome.
yeah. All the card names are really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, then there's some that are just like, this is Matt. Like there's literally a card. It's like Diabolos Violence Matt.
Matt.
And then there's one
Oh,
that's
like Bruce.
yeah. Like
Okay.
he goes with Bruce. He's-
Bruce.
Bruce.
So then there's just like one that's just named like something Ryan, and we're just like, what? So we skip those ones because those are easy. So speaking of easy, this isn't. So it's brand new.
Okay.
It is actually, like I told you before, they do crossovers.
Mhm.
So this is actually from a Japanese manga, a comic book,
Okay.
and it recently came to the set that just came out, and it's actually pretty good, and it's really cheap too. So let's see if you know how to pronounce.
Oh. Wow.
Okay, I'll give you a hint at the end there.
Uh-huh.
ILI.
I-L-I. Okay.
Yep.
Rewrite the star Vigorilia.
Virgilia.
Virgilia.
You have
Okay.
one syllable too many. And this is a very low res image, but that's why I want to give you the eyes and
Thank
L's,
you. I appreciate
because
that.
that's a really low res image.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's just Virgilia. It's fun to play, but
Yeah.
it's pretty new. It's fun to play. It almost tripped me up the other day when I was playing against it, so figured I'd throw him in. Especially with all the Ilias, Ilias, and the double R's, anything that rolls, I have a hard time pronouncing until I screw it up so many times people make fun of me. Speaking of making fun, we're not gonna make fun of you for this one.
Okay.
Because
Thank you.
I
I
don't know
might.
how many people get this one right. We'll see. So
Just
this
kidding.
is from the era of the game where I came in and started playing.
Okay.
So it's really fun. It's not really fun to face.
Okay.
Especially when people play it right. But
Whoa.
you've got a lot of letters. So
Okay. I'm gonna try to tone down my pronunciations here. Cephalatheader Shinmelkith the Melikik. That's just what came out.
Syphilis
I have no idea.
I always go with the H being silent at the end. So just
Okay.
Shin Malkuth Melik.
Melik.
Yep, and Cephalef is just fun to say. So, but when I first saw this card, I just laughed. I'm like, you got to be kidding me, right? Why'd you name a card this?
Right.
But
So are all H's silent or just that H?
that one I treat as silent.
Melik.
So yeah,
Melik. Okay.
yep, Cephaleth Malkuth.
Okay.
But I pronounced that one. Just I dropped the H. If anyone out there is listening pronounces it with the H, go seek help.
Melika.
We got two more before we turn to the boys and see what they thought. So
Cephalatheater Shinmelkith
Melek.
Melek.
Ryan's picks. I told you that
Easy.
the one you said was pretty, the yellow one,
Yes.
has a counterpart. This is its counterpart.
Okay.
So they released at the same time. It's again brand new. It's that one unfair card per deck. And we have
Spiritual King of Night Sky. Whoa. Nick.
Correct.
L-I or L?
Li.
Nixlazelia.
Zelia.
Nixlazelia. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah,
So good
these
at this.
ones are brand new and they're hard to pronounce when you see them for the first 2 or 3 times, and then once you get hit with them 5 times, you realize what they're called.
Yeah.
Because when you wake up in the
True.
middle of the night, you need to know what to scream. But this one I like it. For anyone that's listening and has experienced this one so far, I like both the new OTs. Being able to just shred your opponent's shield with the yellow OT. Yes, I'm calling it yellow OT, even though we're talking about names. I like shredding people's shield and then putting the power elsewhere. And then here, this is just a free heal. Like it's an offensive OT
straight up.
that can heal. Obviously, defensive OT, it's effectively a heal, but this is an offensive heal, which and that can be huge, right? That's a 5th offensive heal option instead of just having your 4 regular heal triggers. Plus, you get an additional attack. So if you have, heck, you put this in Eva. I don't know why you run this over the Brain Gate one, but Eva, that'd be calling something by effect. Anything that calls by effect or gaining skill when called by effect is great with this OT. So slap that in there wherever you guys feel fit. And last but not least, we have a very pretty. So this one is in the nation of like creatures and flowers and like elves, that kind of stuff.
Right.
So this is a lot of nature. So again, this is the one that I was also talking about earlier when I said that I think it's like Swedish influence. I don't know.
Okay, let's see.
So we'll see here. So this guy is.
Oh my gosh. It does look like Swedish. Elusive wing dragon Farmia.
Yeah. Okay. So I also ignore the first J. I don't say Fiarmia.
Yeah.
I say Farmia.
Farmia. Okay.
Yeah. So if that's right or wrong, I don't know. But this is also absolutely brand new. So elusive winged dragon Fiarmia or Farmia. However you want to say it. I still haven't said it in person, so I haven't had anybody correct me. But I'm sure the boys will have plenty to say.
Let me know when you find out for sure.
Oh, we will.
Okay.
When you listen to the episode, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, because who else listens to the episode but your mother-in-law? So with that, you guys, that's it for my mother-in-law's part. Thank you, Mom.
You're very welcome.
And we'll send it back to the boys for the last little bit here and some more discussion. Did I give her some unfair ones or what?
So you were unfair to yourself. She was pronouncing it better than you were.
Oh, oh boy. Yeah, she was actually.
Correct.
Because she was taking her time, she was trying something brand new, she didn't want to sound silly, and she nailed it. And I think we can all take a lesson from that.
Bruce.
Besides Bruce.
Bruce.
Next time I see her, I'm just gonna be like, "Hey, how's Bruce?" And she'll just smack me on the shoulder and give me a hug. But I think that if you've never seen the game before, I know, Matt, you made a small comment in one of the sections there, but like Yu-Gi-Oh has really hard to pronounce stuff too. Do you think that deters people at all from playing a game? Like I mean, if you're so self-conscious that if you mispronounce something, it keeps you away from an entire franchise, that's a little silly, in my opinion. But do you think that sometimes stops people from having a formal discussion or trying to enter a card game or any franchise, like, or Genshin Impact, for example? I've never played Genshin Impact, but if it has a hard to say character name, do you think people like avoid fandoms because of this kind of stuff?
First off, I play Genshin, but that's besides the point. Second off, no, I don't think people give a crap because if for like the purple OT, for example, notice how I called it the purple OT.
Sorry, I don't understand. I need
It's
you
easy.
to
use the full name. I'm sorry.
Oh, my bad. Spiritual King of Night Sky Nixelia. There you go. Boom.
Thank you. I understand now.
I'm
Yeah,
with you.
the purple OT. Shut up, Ryan. But you could just call it easy things like that, or like Fiarmia. The you could just call it like the Stoicheia drop, cycler or whatever.
That's literally the whole
whatever.
nation.
Okay, listen. Yeah, but like you get it though, right?
Yeah.
It's the energy cycler, blah blah blah, whatever. You can always find a way to call it something else.
Yeah, it's the order searcher, it's the energy cycler, it's the we can come up with these generic terms, and that's why I said if like something like this kept someone away from a fandom as a whole, it's kind of silly because there are community terms, and having community terms for something that's hard to pronounce like this makes it a lower barrier to entry, unlike promos and festival collection, and it helps bring people together. You know what I mean? Like, if you have one person who's talking with proper terms all the time, they might sound like a know-it-all, and you might not want to hang out with that person. But if you're someone who's chill and they're like, "Oh yeah, man, the yellow OT is great," I'd rather hang out with that guy.
I will say for newer people that come into this that don't know all those terms right away that we know because we've been playing forever, it might be a little confusing when they're like, "Oh, what is that card? I'm not familiar with that card." But as long as the person they're talking to or somebody that overhears it is chill about it and they're like, "Oh, it's this one, we're referring to this card," then there's no problem.
Yeah, I went to TCG Player and I typed in yellow OT and I got a Digimon card. So
Not helpful.
no, but it does bring people together. I think a whole idea of community is coming together over an idea or an experience. So if the experience is nicknames, then cool, that's the experience. So I don't think it's harmful at all for people to talk about it that way. And I don't really think it's that much of a barrier, but it is kind of an annoyance, right?
A little.
Uh,
I mean,
Ryan?
not like a whole bunch, but
Yeah. I mean, Ryan, you've made it a habit recently to fully enunciate your starter every time at the beginning of the match. If you had to do that for a whole game, would it be a burden?
No, bro. I'm the anime protagonist.
Well, I clearly forgot that detail. My bad.
Oh
Ryan's a weirdo.
Well, it's like, what if we were at a BCS or something, and it was what if it was a rule that you had to declare the card's full name as you played it? Like,
no.
yeah,
Don't ruin things. Don't say things. Don't put that in the world.
yeah, that would be something that would just ruin the experience for me because it'd be like, oh, well, you said Fiarmia, it's actually Farmia, so Judge, and
Leviosa, not what was the line? I already messed it up. It's over for me.
I'm not even a Harry Potter person, but I still got that. So no, I don't think it's a big issue. I don't think it's a barrier. I've seen a lot of discussions that I guess are more people just looking for an argument for argument's sake. That's the only way I know how to put it, because I think it's a non-factor. It's just something fun. When you get something like a bruche, it's just laughs and it brings happiness in a different way than getting hit by the purple OT, which is called its name. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it's definite name. So I wanted to cover that today. My mother-in-law was so happy to be. She's like, I never thought I'd be on the podcast. I'm like, well, you're on mine. So
Surprise.
but she did a surprisingly good job. So it's like it's not even a card
Yeah.
gamer thing, right? It's like if you actually want to try to pronounce it correctly, you're going to. And if you're in the card game and you don't feel like taking all that effort to pronounce it, it's cool. We have community terms. And if you don't like the community terms, then okay, go ahead and learn all those really long, complicated names. More power to you. So
Yeah.
it's just a fun little side note. I have plenty of trouble reading A. When I saw those Melke or Mike, and it was Miko. What is it? The starter?
Pegomeko.
Yeah, Penguin Milk.
Yep. Penguin
Yeah.
milk.
So like I can't even tell E's from O's. So there are people like me who can't read, and then there are people who just like pronouncing hard to say words.
I'm one of those people.
You are.
I know I was being goofy earlier, but like I actually like pronouncing things. It's a weird thing to be like, oh, I like doing this, but like I do. It's one of my weird. What's the word for it? One
Interests?
of my yeah. It's a weird
That
I was
interest
gonna
for
use
me.
a different word, but I'm gonna hold back.
Use the word. Say the weird thing.
The weird one, fetishes, bro. Oh my yes,
Oh,
I
there we go.
love using my mysterious rain spiritualist Zorga.
that Let it be known, if you guys want to be friends with Matt, pronounce things correctly and talk about city planning. Those are his two favorite things in the world.
Yeah, I actually that is true.
I know.
I do like city planning.
SimCity used to scratch an itch for me back in the day.
Yeah, I've upgraded now. I've upgraded to city skylines.
Oh yeah, I like that too.
Right?
Ryan, do you want to build a town together? We can all just hop off this call and make a town.
I guess I'm being dragon. I've never played this game before.
Oh wow.
You build a city. That's it.
Yeah, you just build a city and you put zoning and then you make highways and then you build jobs and you put a hospital and it's great.
What are we naming our city?
We're gonna name our city Cray.
Dragon Empire.
Oh, okay.
Oh dang! Oh, you were on top of that though.
Yeah, I was just going for Cray because we're unoriginal. So, anyways, that was that was our fun little bit on card pronunciations. It's not a big deal, guys. If you call something bruche, just giggle with your friends and play the card and use a really bad. Oh yeah, Matt, you wanted to riff on how bad that card is.
Okay, it's not that. It's I have an issue with English Bushiroad in general because I think that the word they were looking for was vehemence, which is a real word, unlike vehemence, which is not a real word. And
Isn't
vehemence, by the way, is here's the definition. It's the display of strong feeling or passion.
I was gonna say, isn't it like really angry? Okay, I was close. I was close.
Yeah, but I there's so many words that they obviously mispronounce or like miswrite on cards, and I'm like, who is in charge of translating? Because they're not doing a good job, and I hate them.
Well, my one prison unit, I always call her Rifle Rifle, because in Japanese, isn't she rifle, and then in English she's Rifle.
Yeah, part of me can understand that one a little bit because I'm sure that they're like, oh, we can't have the word rifle.
Guns in America.
Oh no, yikes! But even that, or what's the other one? I don't remember. Keenly lewdly. I will never forgive them for that one.
What?
It should have been keenly rudely.
Yeah, how rude of them.
Ha!
Honestly,
I get it.
I'm livid. That is ridiculous.
Between
There's so many things that are obvious.
between this and the fest call and promo talk, we need like happiness to end the stream. Everybody look at a cute dog or something. I don't know what to say. And I
No,
also
I'm angry.
I also call this a stream instead of a podcast. That's cool. So with that,
I'm gonna look at a chihuahua so that I'm even more angry.
I'm gonna look at my home screen and it's just my dog's teeth and he's funny. So now I'm happy again. But anything else about anything we covered today, boys?
Yeah, play El Calibra is really good. Don't listen to anyone else. Also, the new Welstra support that was revealed, really good too. Like really, really good.
Oh, I liked I liked that. So
Yeah, as you should because it's the best.
Ryan, any parting wisdom?
No, I'm just lost reading flavor text on cards right now.
Well,
Classic Ryan.
maybe next episode we'll cover some of Ryan's favorite flavor text. Or
Ooh,
something. I don't know. But we were gonna try to have a quiz about flavor text, and I would just go over. That episode would go nowhere. So with
we'll
that,
find a way to do it.
yeah, we'll figure something out. But with that, thank you guys for listening to this episode. We are available on all major podcast platforms. We are on Twitter/X, whatever you want to call it, at DeckCheckVGPod. This episode's also uploaded to the Woodland Docs YouTube channel. Wherever you listen in, please like, 5-star, comment, tell me my eyes are pretty, whatever you want to do, especially the eye pretty comment. I'm pretty self-conscious about my eyes. So with that, I'll leave you guys thinking about my eyeballs for the next 2 weeks. And thank you, boys, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.